Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Maggie from My Scattered Brain. So I've been getting ready to introduce somebody to you. It's somebody who I've actually met and gotten to know over the past month. Her name is Rose, and I'm very excited for you to meet her. Oop. Boink. So here she is. Rose is the journal that I made for Junk Journal Madness, and that is the April 2025 collaboration between Susan at I Totally Love It and Jennifer at Scrapbook and Memories. So for right now, I just have a whole lot of extra ribbon because ultimately that's up to the owner of the journal how they want to deal with the closure. So it's a pretty silky ribbon with some discolorations and a picot type edge. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So Rose is an elementary school girl who's a serious student and kind of quiet. She has a romantic imagination. She's not wealthy. She sees the value in found items, and but is still attracted to a little bit of sparkle. Okay. There's different fabrics here. This is some lace that I'm going to leave long like that. Okay. Inside the front cover, there's a pocket. Now I'm going to show you as I go along some things that I've done. So actually here, if you look at this, this is a strip of wallpaper that we found when we were renovating this house. So put that in there. And then this is from the dollar store, I believe. I'm looking to see if I have it at hand. They're frames with jewels in them, and I took out the jewel. Put that in there. Anyway. Yeah, the other thing that I did use quite a bit, I used pre-made cards. And I also used pre-made paper. This is a pad from Hobby Lobby that I got back in the day. Actually, so these are those. This is that with the jewel removed. And then this was the Paper Studio. This is Country Designs. There was quite a few roses and stuff in there, so you'll see that throughout. So I just have that there. Now this is the part with the closure. If one prefers, they can just cut this short and leave enough for a bow, and maybe use the fabrics to embellish more, or they can leave it long and then have it on the outside as well. I'm just gonna okay, over here we have a tuck spot decorated with silk leaf, some fabric, and stamps and different pages. And it's a tuck spot on the other side as well. And these are just some extra papers in here. Over here we have a Franken tag that flips out. There's areas to write here, and there's also this little tag that complements it. Areas to write on the back of that. This is a napkin that's been Mod Podged onto the page along with the dictionary page. And here's a belly band with paper ribbon backing. And again, just different cards that go along with the theme that I've had for years. This was a magazine page that had buttercream frosting and a doily. Over here we have ledger paper. It comes in a big sheet, and so here you have two different folds. They kind of blends in, so they could be inked, but I didn't ink them. Again, just a pre-made tag. And this was part of a greeting card that I've been using throughout. You'll see elements of this over here or other places. I used, I think, 2 or 3 different greeting cards, and I just made it into a little folding tag, and it could be hung like that or it could be put like that. I hung it because it has the word love on the front. This is a little booklet I made. Just different papers. Book pages, and there's an envelope at the back. There was room for a name, a couple embellishments. This was a page edge, which had enough room to tag it. At the bottom it was glued, so the paper would get like a little jammed up. So instead I put a little cross piece to make it almost like a two-sided tuck. You'll see throughout I've used some gems. Not a lot, a couple here and there, and those are just little gems from left over from those diamond painting kits. I use blue here because it's blue. This was that tutorial with the celery roses. I took that paper and backed it here. Another one of those pages from that paper pad from Hobby Lobby. Over here you have a hinged card with a little area cut out so you can see that it can be flipped open. Now these papers here are different experiments that I did with coffee. This is a very thick page. I coffee dyed it, let it dry, and then I flattened it. Now over here, originally, I just had this one band, and I had the card here, and it kept wanting to fall out. So I did, I'm going to call it a V band. You keep it like that. Or like that. Be a nice spot for like a big picture or a nice drawing. This is a triple pocket with a tuck. So you have one pocket, 2 pockets, 3 pockets, and then this tucks behind that. This is the middle of the signature, and I do have this cord that I used to bind. I was going to do beads. I was going to do beads along the bottom so that it was long enough to be a bookmark. But again, I decided to leave that. Somebody might have some charms or something else that they'd like to personalize it with. Over here you have a sketch paper ruffle that was previously made, and then I decided to use it on this little flip. Another beautiful card. I believe a lot of these cards are from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which explains why they're so pretty. All right, blank page. Up here you have two tags that are tethered together, and they're behind this little label and this ribbon. And this is the other part of that one greeting card, and I left it blank underneath. And this ribbon matches the binding ribbon. Again, more of that paper. This looks like a tuck, but it's not. It's part of an envelope, and I made it into a little bookmark holder or private journaling spot. With some sari silk attached to the top. And here's the envelope. This envelope was kind of fancy. It had this feature here, so I put my celery roses on it, and some on the inside. So this is the pocket of the envelope, and then how it's combined with a pocket on the page, and that's a full page pocket. Just some coffee dyed paper there. A couple blanks. I did do some light stamping. All right, so I made this creation and I really liked it, and I found it wouldn't stay anywhere. I had it in a belly band, it kept falling out. It's kind of thick, you can't just tuck it. So first I'll show you this. It's a little paper bag, and it has this little tag in here, blank on the back. Actually, surprise, it's a little booklet label. I left this as a pocket. You never know what somebody wants to say. If it's rose petals, a clip of hair. So when I made this pocket, I purposely made it baggy so that something wider could go in there, and there's a second pocket there. The doily again. This is a corner tuck, and I just put in a blank tag. Now I did decorate the other side of the corner tuck, but I glued this side down because, again, this was something that wanted to keep coming off the page. So this little part I saved as a tuck, and I cut down a card that would fit it. Could do that. Could do that too. I made this early on. That's a business card with just a little I don't know what, a little tucked in piece. All right, we're to the end. That is a heart-shaped origami envelope with a piece of writing paper inside, embellished with lace. Can go in like this. Can go in like that. And then the back cover. The original cover is packing paper. It's like a packing paper quilt. It's different grades of paper that they use for packing. The binding is just a 3-hole binding with embroidery floss. The front features a picture of Rose in her school uniform, and just some different parts of greeting cards, fabrics, roses, doilies, to give it that little bit of vintage charm. I believe if you really wanted to, if you wanted to replace the photo, I believe you could probably get it out of there through a slot in the side. You could actually push that out and take the picture out, or put another picture in. Matter of fact, let's just see what happens. It's kind of nice, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually just put this in here to protect that picture. So I hope you enjoy. This was a project that was a lot of fun. I really had to kind of tell myself when enough was enough. So I feel like there's a lot in here, but there's also areas where I'm like, well, that could be for the ultimate user of this journal to finish off themselves, or replace cards or papers. You know, anybody who owns a journal, they have to make it their own, and put a little bit of their own touch to it. Thank you for watching, and let's support Susan from I Totally Love It for the next series. It's a mystery. We don't know what it will be. So watch for that for May, and feel free to join in. Have a great day.